Hey, parents and family members, it's Mrs. Davis, and I'm checking back in with you to see how the summer learning is going. Now, this is video number 2 of 3 in my fun and creative summer learning series. Today's topic is writing. Now, writing is going to be the subject that's probably going to be the toughest one to get your child to participate in. So I'm going to give you a few ideas that I hope will be helpful and encourage your child to continue those writing skills to keep them sharp. So when they start back in school next year, they're going to be ready to go. All right, so let's get started. You know, writing comes from the heart. So anything your child writes has to be something that's real to them, something they feel strongly about, something they've experienced, something they really enjoy or don't enjoy. And you can start off this writing with conversation. Yeah, start with talking. And I think this is going to be a good way to open up this subject that is a little tough for children. I know in school, it's the subject that the kids mostly like to avoid because it does involve a lot of steps. So start with conversation. Talk about things that you're doing this summer, maybe trips that you're planning on going on, an activity or skill that your child's participated in, like swimming or biking, maybe just some new friends or some friends that they've played with that day. So start off with conversations, and of course share things that are happening in your day too. So make it about talking first. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is to gather some materials. Now, when I'm teaching writing in school, I always encourage my children to use a pencil. Of course, I teach first grade, and you know they make mistakes. They don't often get to use other writing tools. So, because it's summer, we're going to be a little bit unconventional. So gather some different kinds of writing instruments, markers, ink pens. My students love to write with ink pens. They didn't often get to do it, so let them enjoy these fun and not often used writing instruments. Just put them in a handy dandy little cup. You want to display them in an area that your child can just grab them or seize them as a reminder. And hey, don't forget crayons or colored pencils. And if you're brave, and I definitely would be, how about watercolors? You know, with that skinny little brush, that would be fun to do some different kinds of creative writing. All right, so you've got your writing materials. Now, what to write on? Well, in school, we always use a writing journal. I like these because they have a place at the top for illustrating and then those lines, those primary lines. However, at this time of year, you may not be able to find these at your local store. You might want to check online. I'm sure Amazon, which has everything, would have these. And you know, after the 4th of July, after the last firework goes up, those stores are going to be stocking those school supplies for sure. You're probably going to be able to get these within the next week or two, I'm sure. All right. You can also use simply a spiral notebook. Now, young writers might have trouble staying in these tiny lines, so I always tell my students they can use 2 or 3 lines as one, and of course they can draw on this. Again, it's summer. We're going to just grab and go with whatever's available as long as we're participating in some kind of writing and drawing. And hey, You can also use some copy paper. I like to staple several pieces together so it forms a book. And then your child can become a real author. This is the cover. Each page is a page in the book. They can have just one topic, and they can separate the top from the bottom with a line. And this definitely might be something they're excited about since they'll be authoring a book. So just grab your materials, have them handy and ready to go. And that brings me to my next thought. For sure, you're going to want to schedule a time, set a time. I know that's going to be hard in the summer, but if you're consistent and you don't have to do it every day, but you're going to want to do it on a regular basis, maybe twice a week or every other day, and set a schedule for when you're going to do it. And hey, parents, family members, you need to write with your child. This would be a fun time for you to jot down your thoughts, sketch, and you guys can share your ideas and discuss, and maybe trade some insights that you're having about writing. So definitely make it a family time. Now, what to write? This is where the age of your child is going to be really, really important. If they're really a young child and they don't have a lot of writing skills, hey, give them a blank sheet of paper and let them just draw in color. And just let them maybe even label it. Even if they write one letter of the alphabet and they print one thing, or it's a line, it's some kind of mark, and they say, hey, that's a cat. They're writing, they're drawing. So depending on the age of your child is what you're going to expect. So maybe they're going to, if they're in first grade or second grade, they're going to draw a picture and write one sentence or two. And hey, don't worry about the writing skills so much. Again, it's summer. So we want to let them have some freedom to express and not be afraid to write and explore. In first grade, we use a little tool called sound spelling, and that helps them. They can sound out their words. Again, if you want to focus on some skills, do it in a positive way. So if you notice your child is really writing their letters nice and neat, you can say, ooh, I love the way that you're writing your letters and how you shape the letter G. It looks great. Oh yeah, I noticed that you're putting lots of spaces in between all of your words. Oh, I see you used a capital. So you're going to want to definitely use the positive when they're writing. So when they write and they draw in the summer, just receive the piece. Whatever they do, you're going to want to thumbs it up and just encourage them. Again, this is going to be definitely something they're going to have to buy into. So they're going to want to feel successful, and you can do that. Don't forget to share it with family members, grandparents, if you want to, on social media. You know how we're always proud of our children. When you feel, and I know when I feel successful and I've done something that someone else tells another person that I did it, I'm like, wow, I want to do that again. So definitely share the work that your child is doing. Now, stamina is really important in writing. So start off maybe writing 3 minutes and work up to 5 minutes. I know that sounds like a minimal time, but just start off slow and build up. Maybe one day they're going to draw, the next day they're going to color, and then on the third day they'll label their word or write their sentence. So just build up that writing each day by adding a minute or two onto the time. Again, it's summer, so we've got to work this one in. Now, I have one final writing activity. If your child is maybe rejecting the traditional writing in the writer's notebook or making their own book, I think this is one they'll really, really buy into. It's called Pillow Talk. Yeah, You do it with a pillow and you do it at night. So here's how it goes. You are going to write a special note to your child. It can be a question, it can be just a little encouraging or a positive word, it can be a picture with a sentence, whatever you want to do. And you're going to put it under their pillow. Now, how often you do this, that's up to you and your child. If you want to do it every night, hey, that would be great. If you want to do it every other night or surprise your child, that's going to be good too. So they're going to sneak in their room at night, look under the pillow, and hopefully they're going to find a note from you. Now, if you have a small child, you may have to read that note. I don't think they'll mind at all. When they find that surprise note, they're going to love it no matter what. If your child is a little bit older, they can definitely read it. I wouldn't even be surprised if you can't do this activity with older children. Hey, try it on a teen. It may open up the lines of communication. So leave that note under the pillow. Your child then, the next time or the next night or the next scheduled time for pillow talk, it will be their turn. So if you've asked them a question, they might take a few minutes and jot the answer and sneak it under your pillow. So this can go on all summer. And hey, you can even get in some of those writing conventions. Like if you're asking your child a question, they're going to notice there's a question mark. And if they ask you a question, they're going to be, Mom used a question mark. I should too. So you can sneak in those writing skills in a really fun way. So again, try to get in these more traditional writing activities. But if you're having trouble, don't forget to try out Pillow Talk. And hey, if your child likes the device, they can also do some typing and writing on a laptop, on a tablet, even on a telephone. I know mine has a stylus and it has a little notepad, and you can sketch and draw and use different kind of writing tools right on a device. We have to be creative in the summer. We have to work into these skills. So hopefully you're going to be able to launch some writing time with your child and keep those skills going strong. All right, parents and family members, until our next summer learning video, as always, have a good one and keep that summer learning going.